Good afternoon, everybody. It is the 24th, Sunday. My morning has already been, I don't want to say jammed, because it wasn't. It's actually been a calm day, and I'm in a very good mood compared to yesterday. Yesterday, I was in a very piss poor mood, excuse my language. But I just, wasn't feeling myself. I don't know if it was environmental, physical, spiritual, a mixture of column A, column B, and column C, the changing weather, the heat, a lot of different things kind of jammed together at once and just put me in a very unhappy, I just wasn't myself. I was not the person I want to be. I was snippy and just argumentative. Nothing was making me happy. Nothing anybody tried to do was making me happy. I felt like I was being bombarded by anything and everything that could trigger me. And, sorry, I trimmed my mustache this morning. I'm still getting mustache hairs. I know it doesn't look like it, but I did. Me and Jerry sat down after I came in here and meditated and thought about a lot of different things and what's going on, and came to the conclusion that it was a combination of lack of caffeine, because I haven't had a soda since last week or something like that, earlier this week when we went into the city. So Sunday, Monday, so a week ago, I haven't had a soda in like 5-6 days. And that and a factor of sleep issues, personal issues, my brain having issues because of, just felt like I wasn't able to do anything I wanted to do. I was being pulled in three different directions between what I wanted to do, what Jan wanted me to do. I know we did her craft room in the morning time, and I was just kind of like, okay. She said, just go in there, help her out with a few things, and I can spend most of my time sitting within earshot to read or whatever. And I felt like I didn't get a chance to do that, and that kind of upset me. And then Mom needed help because she got herself a new computer because the old one is having issues in one form or another. Like because it's like a 10-year-old computer, it didn't want to do updates because the new updates didn't work with Windows 10. It works with Windows 11. And just one thing or another, just kind of like, oh my God, am I ever going to have a moment to breathe? That's the way I felt. And then it was, the third way was my own personal desires and wants and needs and whatever. I am drinking, if you're wondering what this is, it's a peach mango bang. Our friend Lisa, she didn't really get me hooked on it, but she was drinking them and told me how much, energy and whatnot she was getting out of it. So I figured I'll give it a try. And yeah, it works. But this morning, after Diane and I talked, and I made a very late dinner for the two of us, comfort food basically. I made semi-homemade chili mac. Basically, a can of Hormel chili, some elbow macaroni. Cook up the macaroni, cook up the chili. Pour the two of them in a bowl, a mixing bowl. We have these pouches of the Velveeta cheese. Squeeze that pouch on top of everything. Mixed it together. It's delicious. We enjoyed it. I probably ate the bulk of it because Jerry couldn't handle. Basically, what we do is we make that, and then we sprinkle taco cheese on top of that with sour cream. I almost said cream cheese. Sour cream. Mix it together. It's really good. I gave Jerry the larger portion of sour cream than I gave myself because spices and her don't always agree because of her mouth. So I ended up eating my bowl plus about half of hers just because of the spices. But at the end of the day, we had a nice little chit chat and talked it over. And she ordered from DoorDash two Livewire, well, two Mountain Dews plus the Spang, um, cheese Danish for mom, a bear claw for me, and a package of chocolate donuts for the both of us. Um, and I almost got upset at her, not because of the fact that she did it, but because like Jerry, love, um, you're rewarding me for what? Being a brat, being an idiot, being moody. And she was like, "No, I'm not rewarding you. I know that you need, some kind of treat every so often to just, you know, come back to normality, I guess you'd say." But I was happy that she was thinking about me, but at the same time, I was not happy because this is what I'm gonna have to go through every so often when I'm trying to detox or come off the soda, and the high levels of sugar. Because I said if we can find something that I like that has very little to no sugar, um, like the Bang, it has 0 carbs, 0 sugars, 0 calories, 0 artificial coloring, and almost, yeah, it's got 0 of anything. It has no trans fats, no saturated fat, no carbohydrates, about 40 grams worth of, or 40 milligrams, excuse me, of sodium, 0 carbohydrates, 0 dietary fiber, 0 sugars, and 0 protein. It's got vitamin D, iron, vitamin C, vitamin B6, magnesium. Okay. Calcium. Almost looks like phosphate or something sodium. And yeah, I can't read the other one, that one, because it's too small. Looks like it says niacin, but I'm not sure about that. And vitamin B12. So it's got a lot of good stuff without all that bad stuff. Plus the energy booster, which the B12 and the, what was that other B one? B6. Those two right there, I take in my pills every morning because they're supposed to be energy boosters, and this has just got even more of that. So it's like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna be bouncing off the walls as soon as I'm done drinking this. Of course, a lot of people I know who drink these, they just like down it in one long shot, and I'm like, I can't do that no more because I need to breathe a little bit more than most people do because of my seasonal stuff. But see, if I can get more of these, if I get like a 6 pack or something like that, I probably need more than a 6 pack. I probably need like a 12 pack or a 24 can case or something like that. Because it seems like when I come off something like this, it's like hitting the proverbial wall, which is kind of good because if I hit that proverbial wall around around 7 or 8 o'clock at night, that's great because then when I decide it's time to go to sleep, like last night, I climbed in bed with Jerry about 8:30, and it was about 10 o'clock that I was like, okay, I can go to sleep now. And according to Jerry, I slept good. I'm like, okay, that's good. That's good. That's what I need, what I want. So, and I'm just like, great. I'm happy that she's considering my health and whatnot because of the zero carbs, zero sugar, zero cholesterol, zero artificial stuff. Um, it's great. And somebody asked me, it's actually Jay asked me if I've ever tried the Red Bull Mango, and I'm like, no, 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 I have not tried it. Um, I read some of the ingredients from Red Bull, and I'm like, there's more artificial crap and stuff that I don't need, like sugars and carbs and calories. I don't need any of that stuff. So this is my new go-to. I used to drink the energy drinks by Mountain Dew, the Kickstarters. But we read the ingredients on the back, and there's like, wow, there's a lot of sugars and other stuff that I don't need in my system anymore because the doctors don't want me to have it anymore. They don't want me to, it's like they don't want me to quit drinking caffeine-based items, which I didn't even see a thing for caffeine on here. But, you know, they want me to cut back on soda. And I'm like, okay, sure. So instead of drinking 4 cans or 4 bottles of soda, I need to be cutting it back to like 1 or 2, which I've been trying to do. But yeah, I don't know if that's working. But I'm feeling energized today thanks to the coffee chat we had this morning. Jerry doesn't have any plans for today, and my plans are just basically to sit back, relax, and read, because I think that's what I need. I need a day off. I need a day that I literally do nothing, and I have to keep myself in that, like, do nothing. But yeah, after drinking this, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sit still. But there's plenty of things for me to do that is light and easy. And I know Jerry will be like, whatever you want to do, because you know, she'll if I can't figure out something for myself, she'll find something for me to do. But one of the things I definitely want to do is I need to get my hair trimmed. I want to clean up the bedroom a little bit because it's looking like whodunit it ran. Mostly because factor, just stuff getting put in the wrong places. And that's mostly my fault because I'm the one who usually does it. I'm not going to blame Jerry for her part of it because her part lately has been just her nightstand. I'm the one who's caused more problems in that bedroom with stuff not being put away properly or whatnot. So I'm taking the blame on that. I've had 1 or 2 people come to me in the last week or so and like ask me, hey, have you seen so-and-so's videos or anything like that? And I'm like, no, I'm not interested in their videos because 9 times out of 10 their videos is full of hatred and garbage and bull, and I don't need that I don't need that kind of stress. That's another thing the doctor's been wanting me to cut out on is stress. So hey, it's great that you guys want to go watch their asinine videos with very little to no proof to their yammering. I don't worry about it. I don't. The Bible has basically stated that what other people say does not matter to an individual person because it's their thoughts, feelings, and opinions. And well, when we get to the big man upstairs, we'll be judged by those merits, by those attitudes, by those issues. Now I know I have enough of my own issues that could be problematic in the gates of heaven, at the judgment table, however you want to put it. But And that's in the New Testament. That's not just Old Testament. That's New Testament. But I have two little things I want to read from Matthew. Matthew 12 is where I'm at, and I might have to get my other glasses because, okay, let's see if I can find this. Looks like Matthew 12:20. Nope, let me get my other glasses. Give me a moment, folks. Where's that other pair of reading glasses that are really good for reading small prints? They're in the other room. Give me a second, folks. Alright, I'm back with the better glasses. It's Matthew 12:36. And it says in my Bible, "But I tell you that everyone will have to give an account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned." We'll stop there before I read the other passage. Those are kind of hard words for a lot of people because a lot of people can't swallow it. There's a lot of people who want to skip over certain parts of the Bible that, either put some sort of fear in them or, they just don't feel they don't feel like it's going to be part of their life or part of their judgment. Well, I will admit, I've had a lot of words. I've had a lot of nasty little words. I've had a lot of issues and had words about them or thoughts. Because a lot of people are like, well, you can have the words, but what about your thoughts? Well, no. It doesn't matter. Whether you speak the words or have the thoughts. That's what, both of them matter. Both of them matter. Besides that, a lot of people say clean mind, clean mouth. Problem is, this day and age, because of all the violence, all the language, all the things that you can see on the big screen, the little screen, the little screen, doesn't matter what screen or what format, there's a lot of, entertainment that, I'm sorry, I may not like Kirk Cameron's stance and whatnot, but two things about Kirk that I shouldn't be using first names because I don't know him personally, but Mr. Cameron, that I like about him is factor one, does not matter what kind of movie he's starring in or what kind of thing he's doing, he never takes this off. Never ever takes this off. There was one or two different movies I saw him in that he was supposed to be single, and even what they wanted him to take it off, and he was like, "No, I will not take it off." So what they had to do is they put like a big bandage over it and colored it or whatnot to cover up the wedding band, so it looked like he did not have one on. The other thing is modern day Christians, and I'm going to be saying this a lot now because I'm looking at modern day Christians compared to old school Christians. I don't mean the disciples or whatnot. I'm talking about, as far back as 17, 16, 15, 1400s, when Christianity became a widespread thing and not just stuck in the Middle East. There has been so many misconceptions about true Christianity. I'm not going to talk about who started what or whatnot, but the thing is, most modern day Christians from, like, let's say the 1900s up to today have taken the Bible and misconstrued it, misrepresentation, the whole 9 yards, for their own ilk. Now you've got those who want to be called Bible thumpers and like literally use the Bible for their own personal platform to speak what they think Christianity should be, but there's a lot that they talk about that has nothing to do with Christianity. I may be guilty of this. That's fine. I understand my guilt, and I ask for forgiveness every night that I pray. Whole, whatever I can to just clarify who I am, to clarify what I'm trying to representate, and hope to my best ability God is guiding me. Because I try not to put self in the equation, because this is not about just me. This is about all of us. Most modern, what my wife and I like to call most modern American Christians, have lost the true sight of Christianity, or the true meaning behind the Bible. Because there's so many different groups, there's so many different religions, or so many different churches that try to teach what they want from the Bible. Look at, I hate pulling these people out of the back door. Look at some of the different people, some of the different movements here in America. Now, I'm not talking about different religious groups. I'm talking about people. People and their groups. One of the first groups here in America that was a big problem, and they falsified doctrine, and they just took what they thought was right from the Bible to preach against black people in America. I hate using that word. I should be calling you guys African Americans, because that's what you are. Your ancestors were brung from Africa against their will to the Americas for the purpose of slavery, but over time your ancestors became full-fledged American citizens, weren't looked at as just a workforce. They were looked at as a people by a lot of people who disliked what the Ku Klux Klan spoke about. I hate that. I don't care what color people are. I don't care what nationality they were before they became Americans. It doesn't even matter if they're Americans. You guys can, I can go to any country, except for maybe China and certain parts of South America, that love Christians. The idea of Christianity and the brotherhood and what the Bible speaks. Not what people want to make out of it, but what the Bible actually says. I have no problem with them. I wanted, at one point in time, when I was going to Ozark Christian College in Joplin, I wanted to be a missionary. I wanted to be able to go to a foreign country and speak about the Bible and teach from the Bible. That was one of my dreams. Now, I'm 50. I'm not saying that I could not fulfill that dream, but at my age, plus marriage, plus her health, and probably even my health nowadays, that in effect, that in effect with the pandemic still going around. In fact, we even have a new one called monkeypox. I don't know where that came from, but that's what they're calling it. Being a missionary nowadays can be dangerous, not just because of, let's say you go to China and have to teach Christianity in a hidden place, or certain parts of Africa even, or even certain parts of South America, to be a missionary in certain countries that still do not accept Christianity as a religion. It can be dangerous. You could literally become a martyr for Christ because some African warlord doesn't like what you're preaching or teaching, or the government of China incarcerates you and imprisons you for who knows how long. I'm a brave person, but I don't know how brave I really am when it comes to facing those kind of circumstances. And it's not because I don't believe God will protect me or anything like that, or there's a place in heaven for me for risking my life to preach in a country that still does not accept Christianity. But I'm focused here on America because most Americans have taken the Bible and taken bits and pieces that they want in their lives and thrown the rest out. That's not true Christianity. True Christians will take the Bible cover to cover, take it for what it is, incorporate it into their lives to make their lives better, and hopefully make the lives of people around them better. Yet I see so many people right here on YouTube say that they're a Christian, but sure don't sound like it, sure don't act like it. Especially when they've got hate speech, judgmentalness. All those things are from the devil. Yeah, I said it. All the negativity and nastiness that I see on YouTube, not just on my channel, not just on Jerry Ann's channel, but so many other channels from so many good-hearted people. Why? Why do you feel that you have to do something that hateful, that harmful, that disrespectful, that judgmentalness? Why? There's a lot of things that I've seen on different channels that I can be very judgmental about, but I'm like, you know what, that's not my place. It's not my place. People want to take our words and misconstrue them and twist them and whatnot to make a video that's pure hatred, pure disrespect, pure judgmentalness. I can name names, but I'm not going to do that because that's not my place. Many of you know who they are, and I don't have to name names, but still, knowing who they are and talking about them, that's two different things. Knowing them and trying to judge them for what they put out, which, I don't have to do that either. I know what they put out. I've seen some of their stuff. Ain't my place to judge it. It's not it's not even my place to rebuke it. That's his. We're supposed to live here on earth in harmony with each other, in harmony with the planet around us. But no, instead we would rather tear each other down, tear apart the planet, destroy every good aspect that God himself placed on this planet. Judge people for using healing crystals when God put those crystals and those stones and whatnot into the ground. He created those things. Just like people used to judge people for taking herbs and spices and creating medicines out of them. They considered it witchcraft. They considered it evil because the Bible didn't talk about those things. But the thing is, if you look at the Bible and you read it properly, you understand that everything was placed on the planet for a reason. I am pretty sure back in Bible times, there are plenty of women who are taking herbs and spices and grinding them up to make teas or salves or one thing or another to heal a sickness, to heal a wound, to cure a cold. Jesus was only around for 30 years. 30 years he was on this planet walking with us. Does that mean for those 30 years nobody made simple items to help heal? Yeah, Jesus can heal with a touch. But Jesus was not everywhere at once when he was walking on the planet. He was in certain areas, did certain miracles. But once he passed away, once he left, not passed away, I shouldn't say that because he didn't pass away. Once he left this planet to go up to heaven with his Father, we were left with our own ingenuities. Or maybe he left behind knowledge that the Bible doesn't talk about because the people who wrote the Bible were afraid of doing things that Jesus taught. Maybe Jesus sat and taught people in his area, hey, I'm going to teach you how to do, I'm going to teach you what kind of plants and whatnot that you can use to make salves or teas or whatever to help heal the sick and the injured, because I'm not going to be here forever. He might not be down here forever, but he's up there. He's keeping an eye on us. Let's go to the next passage, because I will continue to just speak about these things. This one is entitled, and it's a short little verse or chapter. No, not chapter. Yeah, chapter. Book, chapter, verse. Yeah, okay. So, chapter. It is Matthew, we're still in Matthew 12, 46 to 50. And it's the last chapter in the book. It's the last verse or whatever, right before chapter 13. Let's see here. While Jesus was still walking to the crowd, his mother and brothers stood outside wanting to speak with him. Someone told him, "Your mother and brothers are standing outside waiting to speak with you." Or to you, excuse me. He replied to him, "Who is my mother and who are my brothers?" Pointing to his disciples, he said, "Here are my mother and brothers. For whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sister and mother." That right there is kind of poignant, because he's basically saying, yes, I have a mother, I have brothers. But anybody, basically any man, woman, child that does the will of God in heaven, which we can learn from this very beautiful book, what is right and what is wrong, and if we are doing right, excuse me, if we are doing right, we are his mother, brother, sister. Not his father, because his father is God. I personally think that if we are doing right, if we are doing good works, and I don't mean like me going out and doing my job without complaining or without issues, or helping Jerry out without complaining or issues, or helping Mom out without complaining or issues. I mean doing what's right by the Bible. Yes, doing my job to the best of my ability. That is good work. That is one of the ways I do good works unto the Father in heaven. Excuse me. Same thing. Anytime I help Jerry out, I'm working not for myself. I'm working to show my Christianity. Mom, I work to help her out when she needs help. That is me showing my Christianity and doing the works that God would want me to do. Jerry and I have bought gifts for friends and family members and people that we don't really know that well, but we know they need certain things. We'll go out and buy them stuff and show, and give them gifts without, needing anything in return, without wanting anything in return. That's one of the many ways of showing your good works, or doing your good works for the Father above. Simple. Go help out at a charity group. Go help out one of your elderly neighbors. Go do school, go help out, volunteer for school events for your kids, church events for your church. Now, one of the biggest reasons why Jayanne and I do not go to a formal church is because of the fact that we've seen so many churches. We've gone to several different churches, including the Catholic church she was born and raised in, practically. And we've seen how short these churches or these facilities are, because they're not doing the full Bible life. They're sitting there and preaching what they want to preach, and it might agree with some people, but it did not sit very well with me and Jerry, because we did not feel that the sermon or anything like that was Bible-based. It was more, as Jerry and I basically put it to each other, it seems more political or financial than being a Christian church that speaks the Bible and lives the Bible and works the Bible. Donations, yes, I can understand churches do need their donations and whatnot just to keep the bills paid. But I just, some of the sermons became more political than biblical. And that was my problem with the church. That was one of my many problems with the church. I basically, 1, 2, 3, well, they struck out. It didn't feel like a church, did not feel like a God-based church. It felt more political. So I just, that does not sit well with me. I would rather find a group of people who lived the way the Bible suggests we live. I don't mean, no electricity or anything like that, like the Amish. I mean, I can have my modern day conveniences, but we live as best as we can by biblical guidelines. We tried our best to help each other out. And I don't mean just the three of us in this house. I mean those people whom we know that need assistance. Jerry's got, her two friends that every so often come to us and ask for a small loan so they can make it to their next payday. And they usually try to pay us back. And I'm like, look, you're having enough problems with financial issues. Don't worry about paying us back. I'm not looking for a repayment. I'm not looking for, anything like that. It's like, I'm helping you. You can help me. We've helped each other out. They helped us out when we are, down. We had, financial problems. We've helped them when they had financial problems. We give each other gifts in one form or another on their birthdays or on our, vice versa, holidays. We put it this way. I said this to my mom, and I think I said this to Jerry once. For as I'm concerned, we can basically sell everything we own, get the RV, don't have to travel around a lot. We can live out of the RV while I still work. We'll have more than enough money coming in between even a part-time job plus YouTube plus her benefits, her Social Security benefits or whatever it's called. Now I know how those work. That's why I kind of contemplated, do I just, get a part-time job or not? I can't just stay home and do nothing all the time because it would drive me bonkers. Just the last 2.5 months of being out of work, has driven me crazy. And, that's how I am. I'm too much of a busybody when I've got the energy. I need the work. I need the work to create structure. And I thought about part-time job because of the way certain things work. But no, I'm not going to do that just because. But my thing is I don't know about Jerry, I could easily live out of a small space with minimal belongings. Yeah, I would hate to get rid of some of my books, but if I could get like a Kindle or something like that and download all the books onto a Kindle, I'd have my books in a small convenient package, and I can get rid of my books, sell my books, whatnot. I have no problem doing something like that. In fact, somebody had asked me once, not too long ago, once within the last 6 months, what would I do if Jerry were to pass away? Yeah, it was kind of like one of those, that's out of the blue. But I was just kind of like, well, I'd probably spend a month or a month grieving and seeing how much of her stuff or all our stuff I can get rid of, so I can live a minimalist lifestyle, and possibly in an RV, used or new. I don't care as long as I can live in it. Let mom downsize to a 2-bedroom house and live in that, whether it's here in Missouri or somewhere back west. I've got my plans. I'm not looking forward to the day it happens, but I've got my plans for my future. I'm not going to sit around and wallow in misery and whatnot. I'm going to pick myself up by my bootstraps after, giving myself enough time to grieve and consolidate. So, I've got plans upon plans upon plans with backup plans. It's just the way I am. I might have an hour-long video. But my thing is, if we are all truly doing good works for the kingdom of heaven, then we are all brothers and sisters, and moms. We as men, and I know most of you are women, but we as men were born and raised and designed, well, I shouldn't say raised, because not all men get raised the same, but it is within our DNA structure to be protectors and providers. I can't say that I'm a very good protector or provider. I would say I'm more of a good protector than a provider, because Dre has asked me to, instead of just jumping on the people who are basically being rude or belligerent or anything towards her, to just remove them from the channel, or basically remove their comment from the channel. So be it. It does prevent a lot of hostility and stress and whatnot, which I can't deal with, or shouldn't be dealing with anymore. But the thing is, everybody has their own vision or their own idea of what Christianity should be, or whatever. As far as I'm concerned, if it didn't come out of the Bible, you're making stuff up. You're doing what you think is best, whether it's within the Bible's parameters or not. And it's not that difficult to take this information from the past and incorporate it in today's world, because the Bible has no time, especially the New Testament. New Testament, yeah, okay, it has its timeline when things were happening during Christ's time, as well as some of the things that happened after Christ's time, and we see them and whatnot. And then you get to one of the books of the Bible that I don't always like reading, because I become this, I don't want to say paranoid puppy, but I get this, oh, wait a minute, I've seen that sign. Oh, wait a minute, I think I've seen that sign. Oh, my God, we're in the middle of the end times. Revelations is basically God showing, I can't remember whom, I don't know if it was Peter or Paul, or a different, Peter and Paul were the strongest of the two disciples that had more books written by them or about them. But I think it was Peter that was shown visions of the future, and that's basically what Revelations is. It's basically images or prophecies of what the future could hold, especially if mankind doesn't straighten up its act and start accepting each other for whom they are and not creating violence or negativity. But the thing is, I know just from my own experiences that not everybody can live up to the codes or whatnot you want to call it that are in the Bible. And it's not really codes, because it's not that difficult to understand. It's not that difficult to take some of the information and live it. I mean, I hate doing this, and I'm going to pre-apologize. I don't think my Aunt Joyce is going to watch any of my videos. But my aunt is a person that I would consider the most Christian type person I know in my family. But she still has her flaws. We all have flaws. It's accepting those flaws and not using those flaws to create drama or nitpick about somebody's life or create negativity. Sorry. One of the bad things about having broken teeth is you get food particles stuck in them. I know people have seen seen not all my flaws, but enough of them to start nitpicking, making jokes, making web pages or YouTube pages to make fun of me or ridicule me or try to be negative about me. That's fine, dandy. I don't care. That's their choice. They will get judged for it. I know I will get judged for all my wrongs and all my doings, but I'm not worried about that. Why am I not worried about that? Because I don't feel like I have to worry about it. I don't feel that Judgment Day. I don't feel that I'm going to be judged in a negative way. Why? Because I try to live the best Christian life I can. Now, I can say that with confidence. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there who can say the same thing with confidence because they don't think they've done any wrong. But I can go to 3 different YouTube pages and at least 2 different web pages that are full of negativity and judgment and ridicule and all the negative stuff the devil likes to play with. Yet those people can say, "Oh yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have any issues or negative weight, negative scale weight on Judgment Day." But we don't know until we get to that point, until it's that day, and we go, "Oh, I didn't think I was that bad. Well, I'm going through the other gate instead of the pearly one." It depends on your lifestyle, your attitude, your words, your deeds. That's going to make good or bad. But anyhow, this video is 30 minutes, and I don't know how long the first part was, but I'm going to assume, which I don't even like doing about myself, that this video could be 40 plus minutes long. So I'm going to exit. I'm going to give you my last words and whatnot. From my home to yours, I wish you the best of days. I wish you positive energy. I wish you vision to see your wrongs compared to your rights, so you can adjust your lives, become more positive, and be a better person. Not for me, but for yourself and for your Heavenly Father. So try to put your best foot forward. Try to think before you act. Try to think before you talk. I know sometimes my speech or the way I act can cause some people to be negative. That's the choice. Your choice is to have a positive day and positively react to other people. One of the things that used to be a big thing back in the 90s, even the 80s, were these bracelets that had 4 blocks with simple letters. WWJD. What would Jesus do? Think about those 4 simple words. What would Jesus do? Now, if you read your Bible, you know the heart and mind of Jesus. So think about acting the way he would act. Think about speaking the way he would speak. And then do your reactions, do your videos. But think about what you're doing and what you're saying and how Jesus would feel about what you're saying and doing. Think about what Jesus would do unto you, what you're saying or doing unto others. Think about that. All right. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to put in a comment or a question, go ahead and do that. I will react the way Jesus would want me to react. If you're new to my channel and enjoy this little video and want to hear other videos partaking to the Bible on Sunday, on most other days, I have a variety of subjects, everything from history knowledge of the Norse people, or Vikings as most people call them nowadays, which, yeah, that right there, I want to give the education on that because people want to say Vikings and think it's a group of people when it's an occupation, not a people. I also do just live chats. Sometimes I talk about nature. But if you enjoy a variety of different subjects, you can hit the subscribe button. Or even if you want to just wait until Sundays to hear things, you can hit the subscribe button for the Sunday chatter. I call it chatter because sometimes it's Bible-based, sometimes it's just how I feel the world should be if we were all Christians, Bible-based Christians. You can hit the subscribe button and a little bell will pop up, and you click on the bell and YouTube will let you know when my videos come up, and you can pick and choose which ones you want to watch. Your choice. Everything's about choices. That's one of the God-given gifts that we have, is making personal choices, choosing. Hopefully it's the right choice and not the wrong choice. But anyhow, you guys have a good day. Enjoy your Sunday. Hopefully your work week ahead will be a good one. I know my week ahead is going to be somewhat busy. I have a Monday deal to deal with. I have a Tuesday deal. I don't know if Jay has anything for this week, but we'll find out. Anyhow, you guys have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.